I want to turn very quickly to a problem that has plagued Jamaica for many years, for centuries, a problem which is deeply rooted in our history, and that is the problem of irregular settlements. And if you don't know what that means, the term that we use to describe it is squatting, informal settlement. It is a major challenge right across Jamaica. At the heart of it is that our land distribution historically has been skewed. It has not been a fair endowment of this critical resource. But another reason why we have informal settlements is that our housing market has not been operating at optimum. We're not producing enough houses. Some estimates suggest that we are short of about 150,000 housing units. And it's not just to produce them, it is to produce the houses at a price point that people can afford. Even with the NHD, since its inception, the NHD has not built 150,000 houses since its inception. In fact, the NHD is probably just now passing 100,000 housing units. Now, we want to expand housing rapidly. There are those who believe that you can solve the informal settlement problem simply by a land distribute strategy. But the problem for us at this time is that the informal and irregular settlements exist. So they are already on the lands. But the way in which they have settled the lands, it has limited scope for improving the condition. So yes, there are some informal settlements that you can upgrade and regularize. But there are some which you will have to figure out how you may have to relocate, totally rebuild, and that is where you have the real challenge now. How do you do this? We have been studying the problem. In one iteration of the Ministry of Housing, we had set up under Minister Pernell Charles Jr., an actual Ministry for Urban Renewal. Significant policy work has been done in that regard. We are now at a point where we intend to implement a program of urban renewal on a massive scale. We have done a test run in my constituency where we are seeking to build units within 6 months that we can essentially hand over fully subsidized units to those persons who were living in an informal situation, regularize them, and set them on their way towards their prosperity. The program is going well. It's a little bit expensive, so we have to look at cost to see how we can reduce the cost. But what we found was the biggest obstacle to any urban renewal program is how to build the confidence of the people who currently live in the circumstances to say, okay, I will give up what I have for better to come. Especially in a low trust environment where they don't believe that government is going to deliver on what they commit to. So for the strategy to work, government has to use what is called a demonstration effect. We have to do a few of them, start very small so we can manage and control it, do a few of them around so that people who live under these circumstances can see that the program is working, the commitment is there. If I give up the piece of land that I'm occupying without any title or without any approval, but my house is there, and allow the government to rebuild the structure, put it in an orderly way and improve the community, that you will actually get it. Right? So the trust is the critical thing. And that is why we have started with a small project to demonstrate it. We're going to move it around the country so that people can actually see it happen, and then we scale it up. Just as how we have done the new social housing program, where we started it small, proved the concept, and now we are scaling up the social housing program. So I want to give hope to those persons who live in these unplanned, informal communities, especially those that are in the worst form, where crime is rampant, where the housing stock is totally dilapidated, that the government is not ignorant to your condition. The government cares about your condition, and we will intervene and improve your condition.
Amen.